Maurice and Christine, no emotion from Pedro Hernandez as the verdict was read in court today, guilty of murder and kidnapping. But for the Patz family, finally a bit of peace after nearly 4 long decades. Watery eyes and a sense of relief visible on Stanley Patz's face.
We finally have found some measure of justice for our wonderful little boy, Etan.
Back on May 25th, 1979, 6-year-old Etan Patz went off to school and never returned. His body never found. A parent's worst nightmare became a national nightmare. Etan's face was one of the first missing children on milk cartons.
I needed to know what happened to my son.
In 2012, a break in the case. A relative of Pedro Hernandez called police, and Hernandez confessed to luring the boy into a bodega in Soho where he worked with the promise of a soda, then killing him.
When he went in front of me, I grabbed him by the neck, and I started to choke him.
Hernandez's attorneys had argued he was mentally ill and falsely confessed to numerous people over the years. Despite today's verdict, they maintain he didn't do it.
We don't believe this will resolve the story of what happened to Etan.
Deliberations were difficult.
But jurors in Hernandez's retrial say guilty.
We think that he could tell right from wrong. He could tell fantasy from reality.
We were very nervous about making the wrong call.
Hernandez's first trial ended in a hung jury. Many of those jurors came back to court today to support the Patz family.
We think the district attorney's office did a great job of highlighting some of the things that were sticking points for us last time.
The Patz family never doubted who was responsible, enduring 2 long trials.
They had the courage to say, we will go through this again.
I'm really grateful that this jury finally came back with what I have known for a long time, that this man, Pedro Hernandez, is guilty of doing something really terrible so many years ago.
Pedro Hernandez's wife and daughter were not in the courtroom today, though they had been here previously during deliberations. The defense attorney tells me that he spoke with Mrs. Hernandez on the phone and she was crying when she heard about the verdict. The defense does plan to file an appeal. Pedro Hernandez will be sentenced February 28th. He faces 25 years to life in prison. Live tonight in Lower Manhattan, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.